This is the story of a man who laid the foundations for the philosophy of change and the flow of the world. He was born around 535 BCE in the city of Ephesus, a bustling town on the coast of the Aegean Sea. Ephesus was a wealthy and cultured city, a hub for trade, art, and the exchange of ideas. The young philosopher came from a noble family, one that held religious and social status. His life could have been filled with power and privilege, following in his family's footsteps. Yet from an early age, he was curious and independent, dedicating his time to thinking, studying, and contemplating nature and the universe. One of his first insights was,
"No man ever steps in the same river twice."
This statement was not just about rivers, it expressed the constant flow of the world and the impermanence of life. He observed carefully that everything is in a state of change, and even people and moments never remain the same. The city life and the activities of its inhabitants provided him with endless opportunities to analyze conflicts and movement, to understand how the world is always in motion. In one of his writings, he declared,
"War is the father of all things, and the king of all."
He believed that conflict and struggle are essential not only in nature but in every aspect of life, forming the foundation of the world's order. He would spend hours walking through nature, watching the rivers flow, observing fire and wind, and reflecting on motion, conflict, and change. These early philosophical reflections laid the groundwork for a worldview that would later make this philosopher of change and the flow of the world an immortal figure in the history of thought. Heraclitus was always striving to understand the principles of the universe, seeking the fundamental essence of existence. And he wrote,
"Opposites are the harmony of the world."
This meant that every contrast, from night and day to life and death, was part of the cosmic order, and without them, neither motion nor stability would be possible. He also regarded fire as the fundamental principle of existence, believing that everything arises from fire and eventually returns to it.
Fire is the origin of all things.
During this period, he gradually realized that every phenomenon continues its course through its opposite.
The way up and the way down are one and the same. Nothing stays. Everything changes.
With this perspective, he saw human wisdom rooted in the tensions and flows of the world, writing,
"Wisdom is found in opposites. Nature maintains itself through conflict."
These teachings helped him set himself apart from the other young men of his time and carve out his own independent philosophical path. Heraclitus entered adulthood, his thoughts grew deeper, and his writings gained greater meaning. He distanced himself from positions of power and the noise of city life, choosing instead a solitary and contemplative existence. In his view, most people were driven by wealth and power, unable to grasp the truth of the universe. During this time, he wrote,
"Life is short, and change is eternal."
This statement revealed his vision of time and the value of every passing moment. He insisted that a true human being must live in harmony with the flow of the world.
He who does not accept the world's change will never see the truth.
Heraclitus continued to emphasize fire as the fundamental principle of existence, declaring,
"All things arise from fire and return to fire."
Observing the passage of time, he realized that everything is consumed and transformed.
Time burns and changes all things.
Through analyzing opposites and conflicts, he came to understand that the true path of wisdom lies in accepting contradictions.
The path is the path of opposites. Nothing remains the same. Everything is different.
These reflections led him to focus more intently on the fundamental essence of being and the nature of reality, shaping his writings in a way that compelled others toward deep thought and contemplation. For Heraclitus, the universe was founded upon continuous flow and perpetual motion, where nothing endures.
Everything is in flux and motion. The way of nature is a cycle without end.
Years passed, and Heraclitus entered the final stage of his life. He remained reclusive and contemplative, dedicating his days to study, reflection, and writing. His philosophy gradually expanded beyond nature to include society and humanity, emphasizing opposites, flow, and the constant change of the world. During this period, he wrote,
"The way of nature is cyclical. Opposites guide the order of the world. All things arise from opposites."
He believed that true wisdom lies in understanding opposites and the flow of the world, writing,
"Wisdom is the unity in opposites. That which changes always occurs."
Heraclitus continued observing the flow of nature and the spirit of the universe, writing,
"The world is always in flux. The spirit moves within the flow of nature."
During these years, he suffered from a severe illness, historically reported as dropsy edema. Despite his efforts, his body weakened and daily life became difficult. Yet, he continued to reflect and wrote,
All things come into being and perish. All things change. Nothing remains fixed.
He saw opposites not only in nature but also in human life.
Life and death are opposites that coexist. Opposition is the source of wisdom.
Heraclitus also emphasized that time transforms everything.
Time changes all things. The world endures through movement and opposition. A true human sees what cannot be seen.
Despite illness and solitude, his philosophy remained steadfast until the end. He never valued positions of power or personal gain, devoting his life entirely to analyzing the world, the flow of nature, and philosophical reflection. Heraclitus died around 475 BCE, but his ideas endured. His philosophy teaches that nothing is permanent, the world is always changing, and wisdom is found in opposites and the flow of the universe. Thus, although Heraclitus' life ended over 2.5 millennia ago, his philosophical voice continues to resonate through the history of thought and world philosophy. Which one of Heraclitus's ideas do you vibe with the most? And which one do you think doesn't really make sense? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts.